Hello?
I stayed as calm as long as I could before John finally got me to the point I was ready to rip his fucking nutsack off through the phone.
What?
I said I stayed calm as long as I could until John pissed me off so bad I was ready to rip his nutsack off. What?
Who pissed you off?
John at the Public Pretender's office.
Oh, okay.
I was calm. I was like, hi, could you tell me who Carla's boss is? Well, I'd need to know your case number. I said, well, I was robbed. I don't have that. Couldn't you look it up by my name? Well, no. Well, can you tell me what unit she was in? Because she was even transferred to a different court. She's no longer even handling my case. She forgot to mention that. She got transferred out to LAX court. She's not even handling my case. It's been reassigned, but the new person hasn't gotten in touch with me. He can't tell me who the new person is unless I can tell him the case number. And I said, well, can you look it up by name? Well, no, we can't look it up that way. And I said, well, can you tell me the name of the public defender who runs your office? Well, no, you'll have to talk to my supervisor. I said, I don't need to speak to your supervisor to have them look up something that's in the computer in front of you. Sir, I have a lot of phones ringing. I can't talk to you any longer. I'm going to transfer you to the supervisor. I get transferred to Kevin Chow's voicemail that he's too busy to take a call right now, and read the fucking riot act to his voicemail and said I was going to sue him and everybody in the fucking office if they didn't get off their ass, look in a fucking computer, find my goddamn case number and get back to me with it, and tell me who the new public pretender is, and set a meeting with them and the lead DA because they have enough evidence to burn this town to the ground with hard evidence of criminal corruption in the legal system. Maybe it's time they pull their head out of their ass. I don't know how they're going to respond to that type of message, probably not favorably, but at least it's been delivered so they can play it back over and over again to see if I threaten them in some way they can sue me for threatening them. This is just bullshit, dude. Well, no, I can't look it up, and I can't tell you the name of anyone because if I gave you a name, then I might be a snitch here in the office, and so John will just transfer you to another fucking voicemail. What the fuck is this shit?
What's this?
I can't even get a name of who runs the fucking office? I mean, multiple phone calls? No one wants to tell me who's in charge. Maybe it's on the internet, I don't know, but I shouldn't have to go through this much motherfucking work to just find out who my attorney is. I even said to him, I see now why everybody gets fed up with your fucking office and just cops out a plea so they can get the fuck out of this thing and go on with their lives, because you guys make them insane. You won't help anybody. You won't look it up by their name because it's not a case number. And you can't tell me who her boss is because you don't know what unit she was in. Hold it, you don't know what unit she was working in your own goddamn building? You can't look it up and find out she was with the criminal division or the go fuck yourself court division? He can't even look that up. What a bunch of gross incompetence. How the fuck do they defend anybody out of a pig in a blanket?
Their job obviously is not to defend anybody. Their job is
to make you feel fucking miserable and just say whatever, just get this thing done.
Their job is to just go in and plead people out at their arraignment.
Yeah.
And
just to be there and make sure we get you to cop a plea and tell you it's your best option, because if it goes to trial, you'll be in jail a lot longer and you'll be looking at a lot harder sentence because you made us spend some extra money. Oh, wow, that's good defense. Through intimidation and aggravation, that's how they defend people.
Well, dude, the moral of this story is get the fuck out of California.
Oh yes, it'll be so much better for me in Texas.
Why don't they go to Texas? Get the fuck out of California.
Yeah.
Go hide under a rock. Keep your nose clean. Get an apartment so you're not fucking homeless anymore, because you know goddamn well that when you're homeless, you don't get shit. Nobody cares. No one's going to do jack for you.
I don't know. I've actually had some fun doing this homeless drill. I could have gotten out of here a little while ago, I think, but who knows. And I had an offer, though, that came down last night. I haven't followed up on it, but she doesn't speak a word of English, but an Armenian guy who just got out of a ICE camp, he's been here for 22 years. They locked him up because he didn't have his ID, and he's Armenian, and they kept him in a concentration camp for 9 months where they worked his ass off and tortured the shit out of him. And he just got out, and he wants me to help him expose his story because he remembers me from Hollywood. He ran into me last night on the streets and gave me a shit ton of stuff. And he wants me to marry his aunt, who's 52, who just moved here, who doesn't speak a word of fucking English, but he'll be the daytime interpreter, and the family will pay me well if I'll marry her. And I'm like, hold it. She's 52. Is she hot?
Front, dude.
Is she hot? And he said, yeah. Does she like sex? Okay, good. But I'm not going to want you there interpreting during that part, so how are we going to work through it? He said, well, I'll interpret during the day. At night, you guys will have to figure it out. Okay, this is... Yeah. How much is that worth? Should I at least get 100,000?
Second language class.
Yeah. Should I at least get $100,000 a year for this aggravation?
At least.
To learn Armenian? I mean, how much is that worth? I don't know. Is having an Armenian passport going to get me in more trouble or less? Because if I marry, I also get an Armenian passport.
I don't know if that's the case.
What? That I could get one, or it's a good idea?
That you could get one.
Oh, you can get one when you marry someone in a foreign country. I just got to go there to get married. I'll make that part of the deal. They have to pay for a free trip to Armenia. And then they have to get me married under Armenian law, and then I can get dual citizenship.
Yeah, well, have fun with it.
Well, you know, it's another country to isolate to if things get too goofy here. And I haven't pissed off the family there.
Yeah, you don't think Armenia is more dysfunctional than the U.S.?
Based on the Armenians I know, yes it is. Yeah, they can be more decadent and twisted than some of the weirdest people I've met here.
There you go. Just remember who they learned it from. They learned it from the Russians.
Ken Davidian, Armenian actor. He was in the movie Barat. I've known Ken for years. He's one of the sickest, decadent motherfuckers on the planet I know. I mean, he goes to swing parties. He'll go to orgies. He's a little midget. He's that short little midget guy. If you look him up, he's just insane.
Don't know.
Yeah, well, you're blessed.
Don't care either, sorry.
Yeah. Anywho, so any suggestion on how to work around this thing? I really don't want to have to do the dance that they said. Well, then just show up in court, and then you can get it squashed there. Well, yeah, if the judge is in a good mood and everybody's blown me right with the DA, otherwise they could still say, no, you have contempt because you didn't appear in time, so you're going to sit while we sort this out. Unless I go get a doctor's note, I go see an old doctor and say, hey, I've had this and I've been ill and I'm still on the fringes of it. Can you write me up that I'm under doctor's care, to whom it may concern, because I got to take it to a court because there's a bench warrant for some bullshit. Should I go the doctor route or just show up or keep hammering until I get some names and set up a meeting?
Well, I don't know. I don't even know what to tell you.
I'd like to say what's the safest route, but none of them feel safe to me anymore.
Or you could show up, and if your public defender's not there, you can go, well, Your Honor, I tried to get a hold of them, but because I've been robbed so many times, I didn't have any of my paperwork, so I didn't have a case number. And even though I called them over and over, no one could look me up by anything other than my case number. So
yeah, if you'd like to key into your computer right now, you can go watch it on YouTube. Because I actually videotaped the calls and made them public so other people would know the criminal harassment you get from the public defender's office. I'm pissed. They won't even look up a motherfucking case if you don't give them your case number? Really? How hard is it to key in my name?
Well, apparently their software doesn't get from here to there.
Dude, I've been in their office. When you appear in person, they'll look it up. They still won't do a thorough search. They'll do a half-assed job. I still had to go down to the clerk and have them pull the other cases that they couldn't find upstairs in the public pretender's office in the past. So that's how fucked off they are. Even when they search their own records, they don't do a thorough search. It's just like kind of like do a cursory peek, and if they don't see something immediately, they don't dig deeper.
Yeah, well, you before a judge and go, well, Your Honor, this is violating my constitutional rights to representation.
Right, and it amplifies that I'm not getting just and fair representation because they're so goddamn lazy, they'll overlook all the details just to throw something on the books to get me off the books. That's not representation. That's just wholesale rubber stamping. That's like a fucking Hollywood project where you dipped all the funds for every fucking film on the big horse because, you know, you can bury a lot of hidden expense there. Which is bullshit, dude. But, hey, it gives me good fodder for this whole corruption on the police stuff, and the whole system certainly amplifies how twisted this is to make a decent film. I've got enough footage that we have to cut it up right. It's certainly going to make the LA legal system look as fucked up as it is. Maybe if I can't get paid one way, I'll get paid another. I've had it, dude. All right, I'm going to dance with this a little further. I was also deciding if I wanted to light somebody up at the State Department again and try and insist on a meeting and turn over some evidence I've been trying to turn over to the fucking head of the task force for a while, who seems to have gone rogue that no one knows which office he works out of anymore, and they won't refer me back to it. Which doesn't make sense because he was my handler on that side. So, any suggestions on that one? Do I shit up a flagpole real high? Or just get a shit steamer and dump on them?
Dude, you do whatever you want.
Yeah, I know. You wouldn't be involved in it.
I keep telling you, I wouldn't be doing that. You should go run and hide, crawl under a rock.
Oh, I'm having all kinds of fun stirring up shit with the CIA and releasing documents they don't want out. It's been a lot of fun. All right, I'll try and keep my head out of the oven. Was there other... checks you should probably get tomorrow or the next day. When you get them in, is there any way... Because it's going to take time. Shit, I got to still order the fucking cards. It's going to take time for the money to clear and get back the card to me. Can you send me a couple hundred in cash? Because I sent most of the money to you and 2 credit cards, which, because it was a money order, they're not going to clear that for. So I won't have access to those funds for another 2 weeks.
Where would you like that to go to?
It can go to the Wilshire address or the Gailey address. Either hit the same spot.
Okay.
Yeah, the address is...
All I got is the Wilshire.
Yeah, just use the Wilshire then. That'll still get to me. My guys... In fact, I went in to pick up my check the other day, and he's like, kind of like, not now. And I said, come back later. He said, yep. And because the Wicked Witch was there, because they've ordered a high-level investigation about some other things that have been improperly done at that post office. They've been getting general inspector reviews up the ass in the last 2 years, more than they've gotten in the last 30 that I've had stuff with them. So something's going on. Also, there's some huge military flyovers. They had it all cordoned off with airspace where you couldn't fly through, with military copters over Hollywood. Then last night around 5 o'clock, 7 jets at Mach speed going below flight level, in fact below some of the high-rise buildings, jetting in between high-rise buildings in a jet path over Hollywood last night at about 5:30 with 7 armed bombers going at Mach speed. Are they running any of those kind of drills in Michigan?
Not that I know.
Dude, it had everybody on here. There was a British guy standing next to me that was trying to make a phone call who got so nervous, he was so rattled. I said, wow, that's Donald Trump for you. And he said, wow, the show of military force I've seen since I've been here is too much, and he went running away somewhere. It freaked him right the fuck out. He caught everybody's attention. I mean, it's not often you have 7 Blue Angel fighter pilots flying at Mach speed over the city like that. It made a boom when it went through. I'm just seeing more and more military flyovers almost daily now in Hollywood. I don't know what's going on here, but I've never seen anything like it in the last 4+ decades I've been here. So something's up. Or he's trying to find a reason to declare a national emergency. Since the wall's not working, he's looking for another back door. Something's up. I'm surprised you're not picking anything up there. All right, well, maybe a bunch of Mexicans are coming in boats and they're watching for him from the air. That's it. Who the fuck knows? Guatemalans are somehow parachuting in.
And instead of the Spanish Armada, we're having the Honduran Armada.
Oh, and now the new Tijuana is Santa Monica. I told you about the big drug and gun seizure they had 2 weeks ago there with like 4,000 rounds of ammo and stuff. It's getting to the point where even LAPD is saying it's more dangerous to go to Santa Monica than it is anywhere in LA. Fascinating. All right, brother. Be safe. I'll go stir up some more shit and try and get out of this hot seat as soon as I can. But if you could send out that money when you get it and give me a heads up, so because you'll probably get it Wednesday, Thursday. Could you send it then, and I'll have it like Monday, Tuesday, the following week?
Okay.
Or can you advance it, and then you'll have it back in a few minutes anyway?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you could do that? Do you think you might be able to send it out today?
No, it's not going out today. It's 6 after 6 here.
Well, I mean, they still have ATM and shit. Sorry for that. Well, if it could go out tomorrow, that would be really appreciated, because then I'd have it by the weekend.
I'll see what I can do for you.
Thank you, Dad. Have a good evening.
You too. We'll talk to you later.
All right, bye.
Bye.